But right there was a church of holy rollers, and they made a lot of noise, and they spoke in tongues. And I had a babysitter named Mary Smart who lived down Mountain View. She lived down there. She would take down in Figueroa in Temple, there were a lot of Chinese restaurants and Filipino restaurants. And I was a little kid. I always liked to dance, so they'd play something in the jukebox, and I would get on the tables and I'd tap dance. I made it up. Here we are at Temple and Belmont. This was a drugstore when I was growing up. And above the drugstore was a dentist, and I believe his name was Dr. Johnson. My name is Carlene Sobrino Bonavere. My new novel, Seeking Thirst, a lot of it takes place in historic Filipino town. My first job was at the Harmony House Cafe on Temple Street, across from the Tribal Cafe. It's near Union Street. It's right on the alley. Now and then there would be someone who'd come in with the hope of changing the neighborhood a little bit. And Howard and Bill were two white men who came in and took over the Harmony House Cafe. I was 13 or 12 and lied and said I was 16, and I had a false ID. I don't know where I got it. And got a job working there a couple of hours a day. Howard and Bill went about ridding themselves of the kids that would come into the restaurant, making them leave as soon as they finished eating, asking them to smoke outside. All right, there was a very funny, very odd shop down at the corner of Temple and Glendale. My name is Carlene Sobrino Bonavere. I lived here. I first moved into historic Filipino town in 1941 when I was 1 year old. My father's name was Bonavere. He was from Swedish blood. Sobrino is my mother's name. She's Filipino and Spanish. When she was in her 20s, she came to America. My sister was born in the Philippines, in Baguio. I was conceived in Baguio. 2 weeks after the boat docked, my father died. And 2 weeks after that, I was born. We lived on Bunker Hill before we moved into the area now called historic Filipino town. We had stayed with my Swedish auntie for a year.